zoom in a bit here. Yeah, so I made a thing. Another shitty Salty Paris graphic. It's fun to make these. They're really ugly, but what can you do? So I feel like, you know, obviously building off the roster of Marvel's Capcom 3 and Infinite is a pretty good choice. There's a lot of like good characters in there. The ones I've cut here are, what are they? Felicia, Shenko, which is annoying because I feel like people won't want Shenko anymore after her reputation from 3. Actually, another install that probably ruined a character this time is Shenko's gold armor that is like Mecha Zangief in terms of giving her hyper armor, but it stays on her assist as well, and Capcom made Shenko terrible because they feared the gold armor Shenko assist, so we ended up with a terrible Shenko. Yeah. Also Resident Evil 5 Jill. If they were gonna bring back a Jill, it'd be Resident Evil 2. Oh, not Resident Evil 2, sorry, Resident Evil 1. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 Claire, there you go. Fuck Jill. Because they know people don't like Resident Evil 5 by now. There's no point in trying to pretend people like Resident Evil 5. Except for Wesker. People just like Wesker being cool in general. And there was one other one I cut, I think. I don't remember who it was. Unimportant. So, and obviously, you know, keep the Infinite Newcomers. The Infinite Newcomers were by far the best part of Infinite. Mega Man X probably needs some new stuff, but like Sigma, Monster Hunter, and Jetta were all really cool. It's disappointing they didn't get to do another Capcom DLC character, and instead we got 4 Marvel, but whatever. Additions, I would add from the... Well, given the MVC4 rumors, Rashid is probably like a good choice. I don't know why Rashid wasn't in Infinite. It's really easy to make Rashid cool, you know? Like, if you look at Viper, that's who I cut. Crimson Viper. Because no one cares about Viper anymore. Rashid, he's that same kind of like mobile Street Fighter character, so obviously you just give him more air movement to make him fit in the versus series. You give him a... I should put my webcam up as well. Whoops, that's too big. I'm gonna have to edit this. Damn it. Where can I put the webcam? Damn it, gonna have to edit. Yeah, you give Rashid an 8-way, you just give him all his shit in the air. Real easy to make him good. Well, not good, but, you know, cool. I'd also add Juri. Juri's like the most popular new fighting game character in a long time, I think. I think she would have been in Marvel's Capcom 3 if Capcom knew how popular she was going to be. I just realized I haven't edited chat either. Chat's too big here. Put the top up there, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fucking edit this. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, Juri... Yeah, I think if Marvel's Capcom 3 started production like a little bit later, Juri would almost definitely have been in. Because, you know, Super Street Fighter 4 would have come out. And people would have loved Juri, and we wouldn't have got Viper. But it's fine that we got Viper. I'm not regretting Viper. I play Viper, even. But Juri would have been cooler. And Bison. I don't know why Bison hasn't been in. Look at this terrible Bison face I made. Hey, Pawns. Yeah. I don't know why Bison isn't in, you know? You can almost really just give him, like, most of Magneto's moveset and call it a day in this game. Because a big problem with making Capcom vs. Capcom is that a lot of the 8-way air dashes were Marvel characters. But you don't have to work that hard. You could give Juri some cool air movement with her, like, that teleport dash she does with the counter. Just give her that as, like, an air dash. Yeah. Give Bison a flight. Give him a magnetic blast. Bam. You're in business. Rapid Seismo is so annoying. It's so hard. It's like breaking my hands in Marvel's Capcom 3. That's the reason I dropped her, was like, I can't do this. You need the Rapid Seismo like 3 times to just fuck up assists every now and again. I just can't do that. It just hurts. Hurts my hands too much. But yeah. I'd bring in Classic Mega Man. This is probably like the one I'm least sure about. I feel like you could cut him for like MVC, Resident Evil 1 Jill. Well, MVC 2 Jill. But I think he'd work. I think I think Smash has really... I hope Smash has opened up Nitsuma's eyes on like, hey, we could have made classic Mega Man work. Because their argument was, well, Mega Man's not in Marvel's Capcom 3 because he'd work the same as Arthur. We couldn't figure out how to diversify him from Arthur. So that's why you only get Zero. And it's like, you can pretty easily diversify them, you know? I really feel like it shouldn't be that hard, but whatever. Who else would I bring in? I'm a massive Devil May Cry fan, you might know, so I'd bring in Lady and Nero. You could also probably bring in Devil May Cry 4 Dante, or Devil May Cry 5 Dante, I guess. If this game were to exist, they'd probably use Devil May Cry 5 Dante. But Devil May... Like, it's funny that like there are people who are like, oh, Dragon Ball FighterZ has too many Gokus, and here I am being like, Marvel's Capcom needs more Dantes. We don't have enough Dantes right now, we need more. We can have 3 Dantes, 4 Dantes, it'll be great. Yeah, so Lady would be like more of a hardcore key point character with her rocket launcher. And Nero is kind of like a hybrid between Dante and Spencer in terms of Devil May Cry gameplay. So, you know, you can make really cool shit there. He's got a devil arm that he does cool zippy and command grabby stuff with. It'd be great. Nero's Devil Trigger would also be cool. So Nero doesn't Devil Trigger the same way Dante and Virgil do. He like summons a ghost behind him that attacks it a bit after he attacks. Like a stand, I guess. He's got a JoJo's stand. So his Devil Trigger would be more like Zero's Shadow Super, or Gamora's Shadow Super, where he'd have like delay attacks behind him instead of unlocking like a whole bunch of new Devil options. He'd still get new moves, because he does get new moves where he like combines his attacks with the stand. But yeah, and I love Lady because she's hot and tomboy, and so she should be in every game going forward. Every single game that Capcom makes should have Lady in it, but they don't. It's really a problem. In terms of Darkstalkers, the one I would add is Queen Bee. I feel like you could add pretty much any Darkstalkers character and they'd be really cool, because Darkstalkers is just a cool series in general. And a lot of the Capcom devs seem to be massive fans of Darkstalkers, but can't get Capcom to make a new Darkstalkers game. So I wouldn't be surprised if there were even more Darkstalkers characters than that. You could argue for Dimitri, who I play, but I personally wouldn't go for him here. You could go for John Talbane, the werewolf. You could add Lord Raptor, the British punk rock zombie. But I've gone with Queen Bee because I feel like the game, like I mentioned, a lot of the 8-way Ed Ashes were Marvel characters, so you need to add more Capcom characters who have cool air movement, and Queen Bee, being a bee, has a really unique air movement option where she has one air dash, it goes forward, but it homes in on the opponent. She always air dashes towards the opponent. So if they're on the ground crouching, she does like a 8-way air dash style down forward air dash, and if they're in the air, she'll forward air dash towards them or go up towards them. And she also has a hover, so you could just give her a flight in Marvel's in a Capcom game, in a versus game. So that'd be cool. She's also got like a cool honey bubble move. She like summons a bubble and then it bounces around the screen, and if it hits the opponent, they get encased in honey, and she can run up in full combo. Queen Bee is cool. I don't play her in Darkstalkers because it seems like everyone in Perth plays Queen Bee, and we need people who don't play Queen Bee. She's not even the best character in the game. She's like 3rd best, but everyone plays Queen Bee. It's weird. And yeah, I think she'd be cool, and add more unique movement options. Returning character I'd go for is Captain Commando as well from Marvel's Capcom 2. There's the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle coming out. It's actually out now, right? I don't know. It's out soon. I should be playing it if it's out. Which is a collection of like classic Capcom beat 'em ups, including Final Fight and Captain Commando. Which means that Capcom has at long last remembered they had a mascot named Captain Commando at one point. Get it? Captain Commando. Capcom. Yeah. He has a cool assist in Marvel's Capcom 2. That's the only reason anyone plays him. But it's a really good assist. It's out. Cool. We can play it at some point. Do you want to play it, Hoverbloke? You can play Hagar. I'll play Cody. It'll be great. They also had an ad, actually, for the beat 'em up bundle where Captain Commando like kidnaps some kids from an arcade, and he's like, hey, you kids want to play these beat 'em ups at home? And they're like, yeah! And it's a great ad. You should go watch it if you haven't yet. It's actually really funny. And yeah, he's got like cool summoning moves. If he wasn't shit, he'd be more interesting to play, I think. And that's why he should come back. Because, unfortunately, he was shit in Marvel's Capcom 2, apart from his really good assist. Gene from God Hand is one I'd add as well, because it's absurd that he hasn't been in a Marvel vs. Capcom game yet. Seriously, he was so close to being in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, according to Seth Killian and Nitsuma, and he got cut because they wanted him to have a level up mechanic, and that clashed with Frank's level up mechanic. And it's like, no, you could do both. You can have 2 level up characters as long as they level up differently. It'll be fine. If you haven't played God Hand, it's a really, really good beat 'em up from Capcom that got totally disrespected by critics and kind of forgotten in the West. It's really frustrating. It spawned a meme because IGN gave it a lower rating than they gave like Imagine Babies for the 3D for the DS, which infuriated everyone. Yeah, it's got very Japanese humor, which I guess is why they didn't like it. But it's a really good game, and Gene is a cool protagonist with a lot of cool beat 'em up moves. It's another Capcom beat 'em up based around stylish combos like Devil May Cry is, so you know, it's perfect fit for him. But alas, there's Asura from Asura's Wrath, who is again hinted at, supposedly leaked for Marvel vs. Capcom 4 DLC. Asura's Wrath is a really interesting game that it didn't do so great. It's a very quick time event heavy game, but it's also very like cinematic and over the top and like Dragon Ball-y, I guess, in a way. Asura has like a whole bunch of transformations, and it's like, oh, every time Asura looks like he's gonna lose, he unlocks a new level of Super Saiyan, essentially. So even if Asura's Wrath doesn't go anywhere in the future, I think they should still put him in a versus game. It's like, if the leaks are true, he'll be in Marvel vs. Capcom 4, which is good. He's got like those cool like multi-arm power-up transformations. Everyone loves that. He also like punches so hard, you know, it creates like projectiles. He's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Again, another Capcom game with a focus on style, so perfect. Who's next? Leon. Leon Kennedy. He almost got in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, but they decided to save any Resident Evil newcomers and any Devil May Cry newcomers for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which was in production about the same time as the Western release of Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. The ones being considered for Tatsunoko vs. Capcom were Nero and Leon, who both totally vanished. They were like, oh, we'll save these characters for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and then they didn't put them in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And it's like, why don't you just put them in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom then if they're not going to go anywhere? So Leon could be hard to diversify from Chris, but I feel like giving him more Spetsnazy, like cool gun-fu type moves would be... it wouldn't be that hard to diversify him from Chris. You could give him like a knife stance that'd be similar to like I'm holding my arm out. Like, knife stance that could work like similar to Bucky's arm stance in Marvel's Capcom Infinite, where he holds his arm out and has upper body armor. Could be cool. And you know, just generally less like military type stuff, I think would be cool compared to Chris. There aren't really that many gun characters, so I think it's fine having a few gun characters that are kind of similar. And then last on this one is Regina from Regina. God, I'm gonna need to edit that, aren't I? No, I'm not gonna edit that. From Dino Crisis. So the reason I don't have Jill on this is because I feel like they want to do Resident Evil 1 Jill, and Resident Evil 1 Jill was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as kind of like a summoner character, where she has a lot of like her own gun moves, but she also has zombies come attack her, and she's got like a variety of zombies, and you can do cool zombie keep away stuff. And it doesn't work because she's bad in that game. But I feel like with Dino Crisis character, you can do that, but with dinosaurs instead, you know? So instead of having guns and zombies, you'd have guns and dinosaurs. Frank West also had a moveset similar to that in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, by the way. He didn't have his level up mechanic there. Instead, he would have like zombies drop from the ceiling, or he'd have like a zombie in a shopping cart. His giant swing zombie move in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, that wasn't initially his own move. It was if you did his command grab on a zombie in front of him, which was cool, but I do like the level up mechanic they went with. I feel like it suits Frank more. But dinosaurs. That'd be cool, right? You know, you'd have like Velociraptor projectiles, you'd have a super where the Gigantosaurus comes and attacks them or something. And then that accompanied with guns, I think would make a really, really visually cool keep-away character if nothing else. So that's my 36 pick. I went with 36 because it was the launch roster of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So it's like, well, if you cut all the Marvel characters from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, here's what I think you could fit in. You couldn't fit in Asura because he didn't exist at that point. And same with Rashid. But everyone else, you could. Actually, Juri also couldn't. But there you go. 3 characters that didn't exist at that time. The main problems with this is obviously that there's no like wacky choices. which Capcom would definitely do, but I feel like I can't really predict that. Like, there could be a Star Gladiator character, there could be a Techromancer character, which is an old Capcom mecha fighting game with like 3D movement, like the Gundam games, but less advanced. There could be Power Stone, could be Cyberbots. You know, Capcom has they could even do Haunting Grounds main character. There's a lot of Capcom games to pick from in terms of wacky characters, so there'd be a high chance of one getting in, I think. And Jill, I think, is probably like the next most likely. I think you could also have like a bunch of Capcom characters from like Street Fighter or whatever. There's a lot of popular ones, but this would be my pick. That's the important part. I feel like I've done a good job diversifying, I guess, with this, because I did try and think about it in terms of how many women were in. I did a better job than Marvel's Capcom Infinite did. Put giants in? No, we're not putting giants in. Put Abigail in as a giant, actually. Make him just enormous. He's the exact same model as Street Fighter V. He's just scaled up like 3 times. And he just walks around and goes vroom, 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 and then he hits you once and you die. Everyone would love it. Everyone would love it. There you go. Changed my mind. Scrapping this roster, just replace this entire page with giant Abigail. Yeah, so there's... again, not quite as many females as Marvel's Capcom 3, but more than Infinite, so I feel like I did an alright job there. And the main problem with filling in air movement, I think, was okay. Because you could have, like, Bison could have a flight, Queen Bee would have cool air movement. You got Zips on Lady and Nero. Yeah, I feel like I did my best, right? So that's that. I'll probably cut that up and put that in the video by itself. Stage Hazard. If you want Stage Hazard in MVC4. There, I hope they don't do that. No, that screenshot someone made of Abigail and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom was a giant still makes me laugh. So yeah, quick summary. There were Vergerben, I don't remember how to pronounce his name, has said that there's going to be a release, like an expansion pack, like a super release for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite called Marvel vs. Capcom 4, adding a bunch of new characters. He doesn't know much more beyond that. The 6 characters he says are coming are like a stash stage version. Genius. The 6 characters he says are coming are Star-Lord, Ms. Marvel, Asura from Asura's Wrath, Gil from Street Fighter 3, Lady from Devil May Cry, and Rashid from Street Fighter 5. Actually, Gil could be really cool because you could give him air movement options with his angel wings come out. Like, imagine if he has a flight where he like leans back and his big feathery angel wings come out. That'd be great. Absolutely beautiful that would be. All 6 of those characters actually would have me excited. I'd definitely try all of them. So, you know, those obviously good choices for me. I don't know about you guys. Presumably there'd be X-Men coming because surely they wouldn't do anything without X-Men. Anyone else confirm some rumors or just one guy? This is the guy who leaked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for Injustice and Simon Belmont for Smash. So he's got a pretty good track record of leaking stuff. Abigail just covers the entire set. Yeah, Vergaben has like a bunch of sources, and he's been saying some stuff about Marvel's Capcom for a while, and none of it's come to fruition. But the fact he's continued to say it indicates to me that he trusts the source at least. So that's enough for me at the moment. I don't think it's going to be true. I'm not going to hold my breath, but if it was true, I would play it. That's how I feel about that. But if it's not true, I think there should be a Capcom vs. Capcom. Because I think the fighting game community loves exciting versus games, and you can't have enough tag games. Just because there's Dragon Ball FighterZ and BB Tag out right now doesn't mean there isn't room for a Marvel game, or a versus game. Well, not just the versus game, because Capcom vs. SNK wouldn't quite fit that, but yeah. I doubt they'll release anything anytime soon. Yeah, the rumor said, like, 2019 announcement, so. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this little talk show segment, which is so I can force myself to record for YouTube, because I'm lazy.